to ensure that what we rescue is not only rescued, but it will make progress. And the honeymoon period, the babysitting period, ended December 31, 2024. And in order to hold the executive and the judiciary accountable, we will have to start with ourselves. Every session day, we'll meet quorum before we do session. If we don't meet quorum, it will be left with you, the Liberian people, through the media, to know who coming to work, who ain't coming to work, and why we did not hold session. Every session day will be, we got to discipline ourselves with time. The honeymoon period, the period for propping is done. It's time for us to work. I think we have set the stage. It is time to move.
Yeah, Senator, you say the honeymoon period is over. What do you mean, honeymoon period?
Yeah, plenty. You know, when a new government takes over, and you should watch the American system. They will confirm people, and just to get the executive and the government running. So most of the people, if not all, there were some people that the Senate did not agree with. What we did not do, maybe that some of you did not know, we did not pass all nominees. There were some people who the Senate did not agree with. We liaised through our committee on the executive to liaise with the executive marshal to withdraw those people, or to just remove them from the nomination list. Those who we put on the floor, we gave the president free hand to run his government in the first year to settle. Because if it's too technical and all that stuff, the government would not even run. Because imagine February 11, 2024, when the AFL wives took to the streets, the country, February, the country did not have a justice minister. The country practically did not have a defense minister. The security was in uncertainty. So I just giving this instance where after election, there's honeymoon period where you gave the executive especially what the executive wants in terms of the personnel that the executive wants to work with, unless there's something very significant and consequential with a nominee that person should not be passed. But anything other on the ordinary, you give the president what the president, because you don't want the president, his administration to start struggling and failing. Then he say, oh, I wanted these people, I brought these people, and you rejected them. We get the president almost everything in 2024. It's time for us to give the Liberian people and the country.
Senator, I have just two questions. So the first question is you have come across as that critical voice from the previous administration. Liberians, prior to this administration, knew Senator Dillon to be that person, if not the loom man in the room who will, raise issues about things when they're not going right. Now you're talking about a honeymoon period, one year, the first year of this administration. Did the honeymoon period align with the interest of the Liberian people? Do you regret anything about the honeymoon period?
Okay, so you're looking for something now to turn the whole thing around. But honestly, when we say honeymoon, it means you allow some things to slide that would not have ordinarily slide. You think beginning, the end of this month going forward, we'll sit down here and the president still having people acting in tenure positions in violation of the tenure law? No, it should not be. It will not happen. It should not happen. You understand? The central bank, people who presiding over our money, the monetary policy of the country. It's a national security issue. Somebody who presiding over our monetary policy cannot be acting in a role for over a year or more than a year. This January should end all of those kind of periods. So there are things we allow to slide because we wanted the government to sit. Now that the government, in our view, is sitting, no excuse.
Now, and then the final concern
no
is,
excuse.
So the final concern is before now we saw you were very strong on the issue of the legislature going back on the salary issue. You were pushing for your fellow lawmakers to work
Yeah.
with 5,000, all
Yes.
of that. What are we going to see? Are we going to see the reintroduction of that bill? Do you think it's
No,
going
but
to
the thing,
survive?
no, Nelson. Let me disappoint on this salary issue. I know that the talking point will be for the year, and I want it. I'm dropping that bill. Liberian want that bill. They just let me talk about it. You in the media, you don't want that bill. You were right here when I reintroduced that bill in October last year. My colleagues were laughing at me on the floor. They said that bill that I want to see about it. Some people said I was talking on the camera. Any of you carried the people who were making negative comment when I reintroduced that bill for us to make $5,000 reduce our salary. Some of my colleagues were making negative comments against that bill. None of you reported it. But if somebody had introduced that bill and I made negative comment against that bill, it was going to be the talking point.
So you're disappointed?
I'm not only disappointed now in my colleagues, I'm disappointed in the media, I'm disappointed in the civil society. How many groupings, how many Liberians have come with placard or say we agree with Senator Dillon bill? Every time we put a bill on the floor, our colleagues laugh and the media laugh with them, and nobody says it. But if those negative comments against reducing our salary, if they were coming from Dillon, it would have been the headline news. So if the country wants it, the country will come for it. The bill here. So you stop asking me for the one bill when you're not pushing it. One time you're not opening your talk show to say, Liberians, you're not getting involved. They don't put a bill on the floor. But every day, why your bill? Why the bill here?
So you're not
promoting it, you're not supporting it.
Marco, follow up on the question asked by my colleague Nelson.
Yeah.
Are you saying when a bill is passed or pushed by you, Senator Dillon, if the media do not help in lifting such bill, you're going to abandon it?
No, I put a bill on the floor for us to look at the statute of limitation. I'm not waiting for you. You know what it means? It takes character, courage, and the how you call it, understanding of your own situation as a leader to reduce your salary. I can't reduce my own salary. I'm not president. The president of Liberia announced 40% reduction in his salary. You know that how much? You in the media, you know that how much? Hey, okay, the president reduce salary, president reduce salary, how much? In order for us to reduce our salary here, it must be by law, Article 36. In other countries, when people put people-oriented bills on the floor, it is the people that drive it and cause pressure to come on the lawmakers. How many of you, all of you in the media, and all of us together, how many persons now ask the lawmaker from the county, say, why you can't Johnson Senator Dillon on that bill? I'm proposing 5,000. If somebody else can say 2,000, I will agree. If somebody else can say you made 3,000, you're not passed law to make 3,000, I will agree. I am proposing 5,000 and below. Why the country can't jump? But every day they ask me, Senator Dillon, what your bill? My bill right here. All of you were here in October last year under this rescue government when I reintroduced that bill. Last October.
Yeah.
Hey, oh yeah?
Yes, sir.
And your husband, the comments from my colleagues here, you heard any media people beating my colleagues for making negative comments against that bill that Liberians said they want?
So there was this story that when one of your colleagues, I just followed that's link up. When you said it was somebody said that camera talk, that story what we put it. But in news writing, there's communal prominence and
the
importance.
person who said it,
No, I'm not saying that.
by law. Nobody's supposed to be guessing how much we're making here. Everybody's supposed to know how much we're making here. If we're making 10,000 and everybody want, put it, make it law. Put it in the law, write it. Pass it. If we agree with the 5,000 which I'm pushing, let's write it. Let's pass it. If somebody else can say Senator Dillon say he said 5. In the interest of the country, I'm proposing 3. I'm ready today. But let's pass it. Then let's pass the president's salary into law. Because our Article 62 of the Constitution says. The Article 72 of the Constitution says We must fix and determine the salary, benefits, and allowances of people in the judiciary. You see the kind of power we have? We have that power. We not use exercising it on the executive and the judiciary because we want to exercise it on ourselves first. Then who they Dillon where you build, Dillon where you build. Let me make some people feel bad, but I'm speaking from a positive perspective, but it sounds negative. If I don't have support for that bill, you'll stop asking me about it. It's simple. I did it during George Weah time. They say, oh, he was against George Weah. He was doing it for campaign. My own rescue government last October, I reintroduced the bill on this floor. How many lawmakers you not invite to your various institutions? And one of the questions to ask is, Senator Dillon got a bill on the floor for you to reduce your monthly salary to 5,000 or below.
What's the current salary? What's the current monthly salary?
The current salary net is 7,900. How many times I say? When I became senator, and you're not happy, when I come in, Jackson, I told you, I said, this year, we inside. When I mean we inside, honeymoon business finish. And I'm coming to prove that tough, and I will not be unrealistic and unnecessary. But the real things will have to be done here. When I became senator, I said to the country that if it is true that lawmakers are making 15,000 every month in monthly allowance and salary, I would take 5,000 and get a balance to Montserrat County. When I became senator, the first pay I took care was on harmonization. The Liberian government had taken decisions to reduce lawmaker salary from 15 in gross to 10 in gross. When you deduct taxes, it comes to 7,900. It is from that 7,900 I said I will add 1,000 to make it 3,000 to give it back to Montserrat. It is from that money that the Matari Mosque, the Central Matari Mosque, 4 bathrooms was built. Those who are Muslims and know they will know the religious importance or for bathroom attached to mosque. But it is that sanitary stuff we did over there that is providing.
And you boy, you tried it the South then. Charge it.
Okay, tune to Spoon to get your information. Tune to Spoon to be part of our discussion. To know what's happening in Liberia, what the policymakers are doing. This is where we give you the news, a critical analysis with a diverse panel here every night. You get to see issues from different lenses once you tune to this very show, because everyone get to bring their own flavor, their own analysis to the national issues, and that's why we're here every night to elevate the national discourse, to make sure that Liberia do better as a country. Welcome, I'm Nelson Colette. This is the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon. It's going to be a spirited conversation tonight with a whole lot happening across Liberia. I want to, at this point, go across the table and bring the panelists on. We have a lot to discuss here tonight. We don't have the luxury of time, so I want to welcome everyone in the comment section joining us tonight. Please share the program as you come on. We appreciate if you were to share the show in your different group chats on your Facebook or WhatsApp timeline, your Facebook timeline, your WhatsApp groups. So we'll have a great conversation tonight. It's all about Liberia. The interest of our country is what matters most, and that's why we're here tonight. I want to welcome all of you, and thanks for joining the late night show on Spoon tonight. Let me go across the table and bring the team on. I see Raymond Zeze is here already. Raymond, thanks for joining us tonight. It's good to have you on.
It's a pleasure always being here, Nelson. And I'd like to greet our audience all over the world.
Thanks a lot for joining us, Raymond. I can I'm trying to establish that you're joining with your phone. You're joining via your cell phone. That's how it
So
appears to
unusual.
give me a few. You're joining us from an unusual location, and based on the unusual nature of the location, the pace at which Raymond would usually speak has lowered a bit. An indication that when you're in a terrain that is not usually a terrain, no matter how strong you are, you have to bring your shoulders down. You have to bring your voice down because there may just be a stronger man in that room. But Raymond, it's good to have you on tonight. Thanks for joining us from your unusual location.
Thank you.
Let me welcome Fambole to the show. Fambole, welcome. It's good to have you on tonight.
Thank you very much, Nelson.
Yes, we're gonna have the rest of the team coming on. Some of the folks who more like started the late night show have reached out, and they're trying to come on. I bumped into one of the guys today, Josh, who will usually join in his entire police outfit, his police uniform from the US. He's been in Liberia. We met today, and he was saying that, look, I love to come on. Most times I request the link, I don't get it. But yes, the thing is, we we left that stage where we were dropping the link in the comment section for some time. We have had a whole group chat where we have most of the discussions and drop the link. So that has been the issue. But again, it's a great way to welcome everyone on board tonight. If you're just coming on, please share the program. Let's hope we can have a great conversation tonight. It's all about Liberia. It's all about the interests of our country. It's about how we can move our country forward, how Liberia can progress. And It doesn't matter who you are, where you are, whatever. Everyone has a space here on the late night show. Family, I want to give you the time to do your opening. I see George is trying to connect. Let's see, but do your opening. What's on your mind just before we go into the updates and the talking points?
Well, thank you very much, Nelson. And I want to say hello to our Liberian people in whom we are always pleased to serve, always come out to say one or two things concerning our country. And today I have so many things to talk about, but most importantly, what is trending in our country concerning the rate of hippocampus that was given by the court, and we saw that one of the alleged perpetrator um, was released today and later on arrested, and there is a lot of revelation that came uh, about his rights being abused. He was tortured, and there's also this rumor of a attempted sodomization, and how people are politicizing this and not mainly talking about um, what the the law enforcement officer has uncovered. And so there's a lot more we're going to be talking about tonight. And also I also want to um, talk mostly to the Liberian people about how people are easily manipulated because of personal interest and greed. This is something that is really breaking our country. People are quick to get involved in things that they do not have more information about, and they are quick to be used, especially the young people. They allow themselves to be used by politicians, and in the end, you see these same politicians who use them going to hide and let them suffer from their own and gains. So it was a good thing again that we saw that the minority lawmakers uh, came back um, and said with their colleagues as things should always be, and they started to do the business of the Liberian people. So I think that is welcoming, and we're going to talk more about that. Thank you.
Well, thanks a lot, Fambule. And yes, you put it right. There's a whole lot happening across the country. And yes, we don't have much time to be on tonight. We're gonna be here for the next 1 hour. We're trying to manage the time and make sure we can do what we do here in time and be out. But yes, there's a whole lot happening. Charles, I want to say welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight. You want to quickly do your opening, then we just do the updates and go into the conversation. Just take 45 seconds, sir.
Yeah, Nelson, thank you again for having me on the show. Brother Famula, how you doing? I think today is my other first time interacting with you. I want to say thank you to every one of you who've been keeping the show going on, and to our people on Radio Land and in every different means of watching us or listening to us. We want to say thank you for always being here. But that's into the issues. I don't know. You know, when you come up here and you start to say things, people who believe and people who are in the interest of a particular person try to term it different. But when you look at the reality is that our country is going, very bad. The way things are proceeding in our country is terrible. And it is at this point that even if you are a part of something, it's good to speak truth to that identical thing. And it is sad that people will see the reality and want to shy away from it. But again, we are here again to have a conversation, and I want to say thank you for the opportunity again.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Fambule, for sorry, Charles, for coming on tonight. Yes, the interest of the country should be first above every other thing, and regardless of the political differences or whatever, we should all prioritize Liberia's interests. Well, there's a whole lot happening across the country, and that's why I thought that we can make most of the time. And once we pass on the conversation, we are progressing. We're not coming back. But today, yes, Famola, you pull it right with respect to the lawmakers, majority, minority, uh, rule of law, uh, uh, legal or illegal, block, whichever way you want to put it. The guys were together today, following the press conference that was held close to a week ago, when the Rule of Law Caucus, chaired by Honorability, stated that they're going back in session to join their colleagues. They did just that today. Um, you you saw Honorable Musa Hassan Ability moving side by side with Honorable Richard Nagbe Kun. And some of the folks who could not see eye to eye, eyeball to eyeball, those people were moving together today. And as they all gathered for the reopening of the legislature, the resumption of activities at the first branch of government, and also for the signing of the book of condolence for Senator Prince Johnson. So they were all together today. And there were different interpretations of what people saw at the Capitol building today. There were some who saw a betrayal of Councillor Kofa, in that some of those people who stood by him and said, "Oh, rule of law," those people, the law is the law, the law is the law. Seeing the law is the law on the other side today, moving with with the majority block, some saw it as a betrayal. While others were saying that, look, there's a need for the majority block to be very careful with the minority block that's coming on board, because no one knows what the intentions are. And so they should be very careful, given just considering the fact that this very group has opposed them, and this group
stood up so strong against them. There were tough, very bitter memories, they've had over the time. So they should be very careful. So there has been mixed views with respect to what we saw up Capitol Hill today. Um, um, with the lawmakers returning to have session with their colleagues. But whichever way you want to put it, whatever the analysis is, they were together today. They had session. As you see in this photo that I'm pulling up right now. Um, let me. Sorry, guys. Please just lower whatever you're using to monitor the show. If you're on the show, you either just listen to the program from here, or if you want to maybe just share or whatever, then you can lower the volume. Yeah, just do that for us, please. So you could see Honorable Bility here today with his colleagues. Some of the folks in the majority block, they were all together today. There were photos where he was seen walking side by side with Honorable Kuhn. And so that has been the atmosphere of Capitol Hill today. On the flip side, the book of condolence was opened for Senator Prince Johnson, the president, current president, former president, vice president, and others signed that book of condolence today. It was a very great one. And then we also saw the Senate coming back as well. The pro tem has outlined several things that they intend to undertake for this second session. The number of bills passed, the number of nominees confirmed so far in the first session stands at 900, 996. Those were the number of people that confirmed in the first session of the 55th legislature. And she mentioned how they are going to reinforce their oversight responsibility moving forward, that people who heads of entities, agencies of government will be made to give a quarterly report of how they're spending what is being allotted in the budget for them, and that even the Ministry of Finance will be able will now be made to make periodic, a regular report with respect to how disbursement is being done to the different sectors. As per the budget, you should disburse this amount to this sector, to this entity. How is it like? What is the report? How far have you gone, and all of that. So those are all in line, all geared towards making sure that there is robust oversight at the level of the legislature. But she responded to the Senate's issue, the Senate staffers issue. She said it was unfortunate that those guys went in the press. And she said that those people will be investigated. This is something that they're not going to take lightly. For staffers to go in the press and give misleading information about the workings of the Senate, that's unacceptable according to the pro tem. So rules and order is investigating the situation. On the flip side, some of the staffers took offense in the situation today. Some of them thought that they were being threatened, and they thought that there would have been a better approach to the situation from the pro tem, rather than saying that they will not tolerate that, and so on. And then the pro tem also spoke of part of the rebranding process at the legislature. They've engaged with the Ministry of Public Works to provide constant solar lights on the grounds of the legislature for constant to beef up the security issue, and also CCTV camera, the procurement of some CCTV cameras on the grounds of the legislature. So those are just a part of the few things she highlighted. Now, on the flip side, Senator Dillon is back with the salary reduction thing, and he's saying that, look, I'm dropping the ball. I'm no longer going to talk about salary reduction. He says he's tried to push this thing, but some of his colleagues, at the time when he reintroduced the bill in October, they made fun of it, and even the media did nothing about it. Based on the lack of support from his colleagues, he's disappointed, and he's no longer going to push this salary reduction thing. If the Liberian people wanted for the salaries of senators to be reduced to 5,000, they should demonstrate that by going after that bill, going after their lawmakers to make sure that they push it. But he's no longer going after salary reduction, 5,000 for lawmakers. And then he said the honeymoon with the government of Liberia is over. For 1 year, he was soft. He was not that regular, tough talking, critical Dillon that we saw during the administration of President George Weah. But he's going to take a whole different posture as we move on with the second session of the 55th legislature. The honeymoon period is over. He's about to do something new. But I want us to kickstart the conversation tonight. There's a whole lot of other issues. Most of you saw the video of Thomas, one of the guys who have been considered a person of interest as per investigation so far in the Capitol building situation. A rate of habeas corpus was filed by the Criminal Code B to have his living body brought in, which happened. And following that, his legal representatives raised concerns about medical condition. They say he's not well, he needs to get medical attention and all of that. So Criminal Code B then gave a go-ahead for him to go and get medical attention, so they cleared him. So he was basically going with his family to get medical attention. Now in the process, once he got out, while he was being brought down to embark a commercial vehicle to leave for home or to get medical attention, then there was another raid from the city court. Since in fact the city court hears cases that has to do with the city ordinances and all of that, and then they bring it down the Capitol building. Is connected to this whole city solution. So there was a raid from the city court, and some of the sheriffs who brought the raid down tried serving him the raid. He refused the raid, and in no time he fell to the floor. That he's not well, and then in the process there was a little bit of tension. The sheriffs from criminal court, from the city court, insisting that he should receive the raid. And I think we have a video here to that effect. We're going to play the video at some point, insisting that he should receive the raid, since in fact they were there to serve him the raid. Now he said he wasn't taking the raid from one thing to another. The police came in, the police got involved. Since it was about medical situation, the police then took him to a renowned medical facility, state of the art, one of the best, if not the best, medical facility we have in the country, so that he could get some, the medical attention that his legal representatives had earlier requested. So yes, these are just a few of the many happenings, and I want us to get into the conversation tonight, folks. And let's start up with this case of, or this issue about salaries, the legislature, and what the Montserrat County Senator is pushing now. His disappointment. He said he raised the issue about salary reduction. He reintroduced the bill, but the only thing his colleagues could do was to laugh at him, make fun of a bill that should have, or that is in the interest of the Liberian people. They made fun of it. He's blaming the media. He's blaming civil society organizations for not pushing this thing the way they should have pushed it. And Senator Dillon thinks that, given the way the whole situation is going, he's not wasting his time on this whole salary reduction bill thing. He had pushed for lawmakers to make 5,000. You know the rest of the story. But as it stands, lawmakers in the country, senators, their salary, the gross salary is 10,000. It was 15,000. Harmonization brought it to 10. And when you deduct salaries and all those other things benefit, then it comes down to 7,900. So lawmakers make almost 8,000. But the lawmakers, the senator thinks that it's too much, and he's been pushing for salary reduction. So what do you make of his position? And I want to just play a portion of this video, and then we're going to go on tonight. But let me welcome our sister Evelyn Nora to the show tonight. She's one of those who started the late night show. It's good to have you on tonight. Welcome to the show.
Thank you,
S-
Nancy. Thank you.
okay, so let's go on and just play a portion of this video, and then let me see it. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, so let's get it from here, and this is it right here. Okay.
When you said it was somebody said that camera talk, that's the salary issue you were pushing for your fellow lawmakers to work with 5,000 all of that. What are we going to see? Are we going to see the reintroduction of that bill? Do you think it's
No,
going
but
to
I think
survive?
Nelson. Let me disappoint on this salary issue. I know that the talking point will be for the year, and I want it. I'm dropping that bill. Liberian want that bill. They just let me talk about it. You in the media, you don't want that bill. You were right here when I reintroduced that bill in October last year. My colleagues were laughing at me on the floor. They said that bill that I want to see about it. Some people say I was talking on the camera. Any of you carried the people who were making negative comment when I reintroduced that bill for us to make $5,000 here, reduce our salary. Some of my colleagues were making negative comments against that bill. None of you reported it. But if somebody had introduced that bill and I made negative comment against that bill, it was going to be the talking point.
So you're disappointed?
I'm not only disappointed now in my colleagues, I'm disappointed in the media, I'm disappointed in the civil society. How many groupings, how many Liberians have come with placard or say we agree with Senator Dillon bill? Every time we put a bill on the floor, our colleagues laugh and the media laugh with them, and nobody says it. But if those negative comments against reducing our salary, if it were coming from Dillon, it would have been the headline news. So if the country wants it, the country will come for it. The bill here. So you stop asking me for the one bill when you're not pushing it. One time you're not opening your talk show to say, Liberians, you don't get involved. They don't put a bill on the floor. But every day, what
okay. So and it's very important that the senator made those points. But I want us to start the conversation from here. Let's start with you, Fambule, and then we're gonna go around the table. I'm trying to get something. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Nelson. I've been following this politics since October when the senator first announced this bill.
Mhm.
And he was right when he said it that people said it was camera talk. And that's the thing in Liberia. And I said it before and I'm saying it again. Is this bill welcoming? Yes, it's positive, it's welcoming. But is it belated? Yes, it's belated. This issue has been Liberia's problem from time immemorial. And that's the problem I always say with the young people. Where we're supposed to put our energy, and call for reform, we do not put our energy over there. This is something that the young people should have stood up for. This is something that we should have carried to every high school, to every marketplaces, to every cleaners, and everywhere we know we're supposed to go. Let the lawmakers reduce their salary. Because if they reduce their salary, the effect of that reduction will be, the remuneration of that reduction will be redistributed. It's not only about reducing their salary, but how the money that will be deducted from them, how is it put back into the budget to affect our people? So this is belated, but it is welcoming.
But yeah, Famula, what do you make of yes, I know you have your position on that with respect to the timely nature of this particular bill and all of that. But what do you make of the senator's position? You know, to say that based on the lack of support even from his colleagues, he's not talking about this bill anymore. I mean, when the Liberian people want it, they're gonna get it.
The senator is a veteran when it comes to politics in Liberia. He's been around for a very long time. He
Mhm.
knows how bill are passed in the House of Legislature.
Mhm.
It is not just meant to talk on a white collar and sit back and you know it fully well. This is something that was completely calculated. You can't play on the sentiment of the Liberian people. We know that if you say something, the House has the senator knows that part of his responsibility is to have that lobbyistic power. You have to lobby, not just for you to say, "Oh, I put my bill out there and people are supposed to support it." How many of his friends has he go out to? How
Okay,
many of them?
but let's put it this way, Famole. Do you see the current Senate as a place that will embrace a bill for a salary cut? Or is the senator or has he been fighting a long battle here? Has he been taking on a fight that's not easily possible to win? I mean, just taking a look at the current Senate, Liberian Senate.
Look,
Do you
Nelson,
see a Senate that would embrace such, such a bill?
it should be because the people regard the House of Senate
So it
as
should
as
be, or is
as
it the case?
it should it should be. Listen. The
Mhm,
people regard the House of Senate as the House of Elders.
mhm,
So people who sit in the House of Senate, people people expect them to
mhm.
know that the economic situation of our country and the personal and the personal and the personal thing that the senators are receiving, benefit that senators are receiving, there are
Okay.
more that the ordinary people can benefit from if they cut their salary. This salary cut, this salary cut that the Liberian people are talking about, this Senate and the Liberian people are the same people who made the senator to continue to think that they deserve more. Because more people think that when you are a senator or you are a legislature, there is a breeding ground for begging. Liberian people on a daily basis. The senator will always come say the reason why we always taking more it is because more people sit at our
And
houses
that's
begging.
exactly where I was coming. Now, this bill is not new, and thanks to Senator Dillon, who at some point took it up. Yes, he pushed it. He's been pushing it, but you go back to former Vice President Joe Howard Taylor when this whole conversation about salary reduction was brought in. She said, "Look, left for me, I want the salary to be even increased because on a daily basis, what we spend as lawmakers is too much even beyond our salaries." Now, even at the point in this 54th legislature, when Senator Dillon reintroduced that bill, the legislator Senator Edwin Melvin Snow said that, look, I'm going for any reduction. For me, I think the money I'm making is small. If I were asked, I think I want my salary to be increased because I spend money a whole lot because I'm working for my money. So again, I come back to this question just before moving to Raymond next. Do you see the current Senate as a place where such a fight is easily winnable?
Um, that fight is winnable if the majority of them decide that we can do it. It is never too late to do the right thing, nursing. Not because we're saying that the people can go and beg. It is because of the impression they give the people during the electionary period. I said it on the show over and over and again. If we make the House of Legislature, if we make it unattractive, especially when we can cut the salary in there. We're not saying we should cut down everything completely, no. But that cut it in a way that it will commensurate with the living condition of our people. You
Okay.
can't have somebody making that amount of money and the people who are civil servant they are making $150. Nothing. It doesn't make sense, man. Let justice be done to all men.
I want to hold you there a bit. Let's go to Raymond. Raymond, your take on this issue. What do you make of this whole bill, salary reduction, the senator's position, and the slap in the face of this entire effort, especially now that the senator is saying that he's not talking about that bill anymore. He's not going back on it. If the Liberian people want it, they will get it.
Well, I think the senator has begun to sound like a Comey, someone who's just playing mere politics, say something but don't mean it. Because the fight for change require all of your energy, all of your time, your focus. And the purpose for which you fight is the reason you fight. And until you achieve your goal, the fight remains. But with the senator sounding the way he sounded today, the words he used on his colleagues then, it sounds like he's spineless. Because real men go for a cause, irrespective the obstacles,
Mhm.
they fight for a cause. He's a politician. When he was fighting for a campaign, they threw rock at him and he still fought because he wanted to be re-elected. Who have stoned him for putting that bill on the floor? So that's the laziness they come to governance with. Look, when I work as a road engineer, there were challenges, but I knew roads needed to be built, and that was my objective. I slept in villages that were unconducive for my status and my achievement as a person in life. I had to drive motorbike in unfavorable areas, but that's the price to
You know,
pay to deliver the goods to transform Liberia. When you
your
hear our
experience.
politicians and our so-called leaders speak like this, it tells you our country is in trouble. You
But
guys are only
Raymond,
there to milk.
what do you make of the disappointment he's expressing now? And he's being clear about this. He said his colleagues. He
And
introduced the
Nelson,
bill. Everything they could do was to laugh at him in the
and
chamber.
Nelson, he's not a force for change. If he was a force for change, those mere excuses he gave in their baby play. He didn't get elected to fight for the Liberian people. He got elected to change his situation, his condition. That's how he sounded. Someone who really means to fight for the Liberian people will go come what may.
Okay,
Nobody
so
have
come what
stoned.
may, come what
Nobody.
may, come
Nelson,
what
this is the
may,
situation, right?
come what
If
may, Raymond. Okay, sorry to interrupt you, but let's put it this way. Over the time, the discussion has always been that the legislature is the place of numbers. You cannot effectuate change at the legislature without the numbers. A clear example is what we're seeing unfold before our own eyes with the House of Representatives. Councillor Kofa has a gavel, but he doesn't have the numbers. He couldn't conduct session without the numbers. At the end of the day, we are where we are. So, uh, do you really think this fight consistently without the numbers, with a huge number of his colleagues on the, not even giving him the support, do you think is worth continuing?
so, when he called his colleagues spineless, he was talking about the courage they lack to fight. So I don't expect his colleagues to allow him to give him a pathway and say, come, let's do it. Because we are aware our politicians are corrupt. And corruption is the reason why Liberia, after 177 plus years, with all the natural resources we are endowed with, we should be a wealthy country. We still a least developed country and poor. Poverty ruin our country. It's because of corruption. So the leaders in our country, in the legislators, they are all corrupt. And even Senator Dillon sounds corrupt because he doesn't sound like a man who mean that he meant to fight. And to fight means to mobilize all the forces. When he was trying to be chairperson on foreign affairs, he lobbied with his colleagues.
Okay.
Now, when it comes for where the Liberian people can benefit, the resources can be given to activities that the Liberian people from benefit. Now he's finding an excuse. If Senator Dillon cannot achieve this, which was one of his campaign statements, he should not be re-elected to the Senate. He's a failure.
Okay.
And we don't need failures.
I want to hold you there. Let's hear from our sister Nora. Your take on the issue tonight. I mean, you watched the video. You listened to the senator, his position, and what he has decided to do as a result of lack of support from his colleagues.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson, for having me. My name is actually Evelyn No Seni Dolo. No,
Okay, sorry.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, mispronounced. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. So, one of the things I wanted to really address here when it comes to what Dillon, Senator Dillon is raising, he's right. because he's low like a lunar soldier and more everybody there. Okay. So the issue of salary reduction, if we want to take it at the policy level, it should come from we the citizen. Our demand. What is our demand to our own senators in our various counties? Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? We have not had any town hall meeting with our senators to tell them, say, well, we want you to reduce your salary. Look at the things. We as the young people, what is our role in helping to reduce the salary at the Senate level? We need to have town hall meeting with our senators if it is that serious. We look at key area, for example, education in our community. We look at the health sector. We look at this and that. We combine all these things together and talk to our senator, our federal county level, and tell them, say, this is the importance of salary reduction. We see that you take a lot of money home, but if you reduce your salary, this will help us to do this project here. It will help us to do this. Then at the end of the day, when the salaries are being reduced, we will see the impact at the citizen and community level. It's not just talk. You understand? And I want to a little bit disagree with Raymond the way you were describing Senator Dillon. One of the things that we lack in our society today is the way we address our leaders. You understand? Politics aside, we're not into campaign move. We're talking about policy that will impact the life of Liberians. How do we address the issue? You may push him if he decides not to do it, he will not do it. You understand? And the poor people suffer. So we who are taking the lead to talk for them and make sure that these people understand the reason why they should reduce their salary. We should be a little bit moderate with them. And then when the policy, because those are policy issues, if the Senate decide to reduce their salary, they will put it into writing. All of them will sign and will pass into law. So I just want to make that clarity when it comes to the way we address our leaders.
Uh, uh, with the situation at hand now, do you think the approach, and I get it when you talk about he being a lone soldier, especially when he mentioned how he's not getting the support from his colleagues. But do you think the approach, the decision, especially, um, first of all, the approach that you're not talking about it anymore, you're not going back on it. You, if the Liberian people want it, they will get it, but you're not going for that particular bill again. And also the 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 whole aspect of mentioning his colleagues, do you think is going to make this fight even smooth? Were he to maybe change his mind and come back to push this particular thing, especially now that he has put his colleagues on the line, you know, mentioning them as those people who have failed to give him the support.
Okay, so Nessie, first of all, um, Senator Dillon is frustrated over the action of his colleagues. That's number one. He's there saying that, but when he made mention of the media, he made mention of the civil society, he made mention of other groups that are supposed to come out and say we want the Senate salary reduced. Like I just told you about the town hall meeting. When last did we have meeting with our senator in our Vera County to push what the law is pushing for us? You understand? So it comes with our own responsibility as citizens to sit down and say, well, we want this happen. So our senator, we elected them. We have to tell them what they have to do for us to impact our lives. So that's what I'm trying to say here. If those senators have been pushed from their county, they will have less talk to convince them. Do you understand? Because they will come, for example, my senator is Yan Twine. I go to him. I'm from Lima County. I will tell him, I say, Honorable, we need to work on this. You need to see the reason why you need to reduce your salary. And we said that in the town hall meeting, like I keep saying, the importance of town hall meeting is the way, you come up with issue to address it, and everybody come to one conclusion, because it has to be an agreement between me and my senator to come now to CBC and come to the Senate and put that and say, okay, I agree with Senator Dillon. Let's do this for our people. So that's from that point I'm speaking, but it cannot be done in arrogancy. It cannot be done in force. That's what I'm trying to say here. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. No, but let's take Charles on this one. Emmy, welcome to the show. Sandy, welcome as well. It's good to have you guys on.
Yeah, that's it. It is important, again, like I said, to be here. First of all, like always mention on this platform, that our constitution is the problem. Our constitution is the problem. And it's so sad that we don't want to recognize the efforts of Senator Dillon. Senator Dillon is actually, making an effort. The fact that he will even think of proposing such bill to reduce salary, we must commend him for that. Equally so, his frustration as it relates to his colleagues. I think at this point, it should be a motivation to them. The fact
Oh,
that
so you think he should be babysitting his colleagues and
no,
trying to
no,
them,
no,
you know,
it's not,
trying to appeal to them?
no, it's not about babysitting. The fact this guy was elected to do the Liberian people job. And the fact that they are all in the interest of Liberia, they claim, quote unquote, in the interest of Liberia. I think something of that nature should be easy to pass through. It should be very easy. There should be no problem. The fact that they are in the interest of the country. And so when they don't come in all with what he's saying now, we don't know. Maybe they don't have exhausted all of the means possible to get this bill passed. And stay. There's no way. And he mentioned something in his video that the media, the citizen, I have not heard any interview from any media institution that went to some of these senators that defaulted with him as it relates to the issue. They say, "Oh, my people, okay, Senator X, what do you say about Senator Dillon bill?" There's nobody. There's nothing at all. And at the end of the day, Dillon now is at a point wherein, his cup overflow. And we are him on. We are him on. I understand that my brother Roman said he should fight to the core. Yes, indeed, he should fight to the core, but he cannot be fighting alone. He cannot be fighting a lone battle. We Liberians, like my sister said, we need to join him in the struggle. We need to join him, go around him, support the rally with our community people, with our leaders, and see, okay, this bill is in the interest of Liberia. Let us help Dillon to push this thing, because it's important, like Formula said, the subtraction will go to health, education, and other areas. And you know what it does also? It helps to eliminate the feelings of people who want to go there, people who don't have the right mind, that want to be senator, that want to be representative. When you reduce the amount that these guys are taking home, it gets me to be like, no money over there anymore, no interest. I lost interest of going there. You know what I'm saying? So I think we all just need to rally around Dillon. For me, I don't see his statement as as a problem. I see his statement as a means for those other lawmakers, those other senators, to see reason now to join him to say, yeah, let's pass this bill.
Thank you. Sandy, you want to come in on this? Then Emmy will get us to transition.
Well, Nelson, good evening to all of you. Good to have a full house here tonight. Look, on the issue of the salary reduction, Nelson, I told you the last time, my district representative, Bazan District, District number 3, Grand Jita, confided in us that he takes home about 11,000 a month. He's a representative. He posted that in the chat room, the Grand Jita chat room, that his 3,000 gas split monthly plus his regular salary is about 11,000 a month. That's a lot of money. I agree with Raymond. That's not a fight you give up on. If you really have the intent to transform the Liberian people's life through the reduction of lawmaker salary, which I totally agree will put a lot of money back into our government to elevate the people, to restructure some of our broken infrastructure, then that's not a fight that you give up on. I also understand Senator Dillon anger, where it is believed that he has been fighting in the background, put this bill on the floor, being laughed at by his colleagues, his shameless colleagues. So it's tough. But I will ask him to re-strategize. I will ask him to re-engage, You know, when a soldier, I'm not a soldier, but you know, when a soldier go on the battlefield and you lose a battle, you don't give up. You re-strategize.
You regroup.
You regroup. When a footballer go play and you lose a
Barbara.
game, you don't say, I'm going to dissolve the entire team. You re-strategize. Senator Dillon, if you are hearing me, this is an important bill that cannot be trashed. This is a bill that must be fought to the core. So that's why I agree with Raymond. Look, Nelson, the reason we are sending our children to Rwanda, I come back to Rwanda every day, is because their lawmakers make a lot less than our lawmakers. And they are doing a lot more than our lawmakers. So they take most of that money back and put it into education, they put it into healthcare, they put it into their road connectivity. That's why you will never go anywhere in Rwanda without driving on a quota road. That's where you can go in the most remote part of the people country and still have electricity and strong internet. That's why running water runs everywhere in the people country. That's why those same lawmakers that don't want to cut their salaries, sending their children to the people country to go learn. It's a shame. Nelson, our country, and you correct me that you can do the research then. Liberia is the 8th poorest country in the world and the 3rd poorest country in Africa. And you're paying your lawmaker that amount of money. That amount of money. And yeah, I always advocate here, Nelson, we need to make that department or that branch of government or government as a whole more attractive. Let's bring people that truly want to transform Liberia and its people, that are not there for money. But Nelson, we bring the opposite. We bring the hungry. We bring the poor. We bring the people that lack any skills. We bring people that don't have any farm to fall back on. The greedy. And when they come, they care less about Liberia, but only for their pocket. And that's why they will make a statement like, we don't care about reducing our salary. That's why they will be laughing at people like Dillon, who's trying to fight for salary reduction.
Thanks a lot. I want to hold you there. And Emmy, you want to come in quickly? 1 minute, and then we transition.
1 minute? Don't even play with me.
Yeah, we've been doing 1 minute, 45 seconds.
No.
I still get my 30 second that you took. So I still get my 30 second after Amy.
For closing.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
So hey everyone. Nelson, thank you for bringing this topic up. I was watching you today, and I was really, really hoping that you brought this up because I enjoy having that they don't deal with you. So, because no, I know people are saying that this is his job and he shouldn't give up, and yeah, it is his job, which is true.
But you're not on Facebook. How come you are watching?
Mind your business.
Let me interrupt you a bit. You said you are not on Facebook.
I saw you on YouTube. I can show you. I can show you on YouTube. I saw it on YouTube. So, I understand why the senator is so frustrated because, our country, I don't know, sometimes I myself, I get tired and frustrated. The things that are supposed to be of importance to us is never that of importance, but the one that is less of an important, the only thing people in the country cares about is they don't fall short. Then everybody beats on him. When those people took $30,000, everybody in that place took it, but it felt like only this man one took that $30,000. Like he was the only senator or lawmaker in that building who took that $30,000. I mean, I'm not saying they shouldn't beat on him, but what's wrong with the rest of the other people? He's been pushing this bill since the past administration, and nobody cares. Because they go to these other lawmakers and houses and offices and begging for money. So when they hear that, our people come to us and beg us for money, so we can drop out, and they think that's a good thing. They agree to it and not want to push, not He's not telling them to do his job. But the same way how they can come and do a outcry, oh, that won't happen. We're pushing for rule of law. Oh, we do not want, we're going to protest. We're going to do that one there. Protest for these people to drop their salaries, because it will help you a lot. And not just us saying it, not my sister laying it out or Cindy laying it out. Even Senator Dillon himself said how much is going to save the country and what they can do with this money to help out our healthcare system and the schools and other things. Why isn't it important to our people? Why? And people, his colleagues, like Cindy said, his shameless colleagues, they laughed at him because they see the Liberian people don't care about it. They're not getting angry about it. They're not standing up for it. So they feel like if I said no, they won't doing that. Nobody care, but I think that's so. If I said no, nobody will blast me. Nelson will not come and be pushing it. And the other people that are there talking about what did you do with TV when you say you're going to take. That's the one I want to care about. The one he was giving back. This man had explained so many times what those money had done. And I think he laid out again today in that video. Nobody cares about it. They say, oh, he lied. Saying that just lie. It was just all show. He's not taking no 3,000 out. But you're not helping. You carrying this news, making it louder in everybody's ears, but you can't carry the news that. But all of this should reduce that money to help the country. So I mean, his outburst today was very, very something. I was like, oh, thank you for dealing with Nelson and the rest of them, because I'm pretty sure everybody else wanted to talk about it. Said Nelson talk about it, so he got the whoop. But yes, it's not something. I don't think he's something that Dillon wants to drop that fight. He's just doing that as an outcry for people to wake up, and then he get, I think, to continue to push his message. But I don't think he's saying it as if that, or he doesn't care.
No. Emmy, are you saying here that the senator is saying one thing and he means something else? Because what the senator said is that he's not talking about this bill again. He's going to forget about this bill. If the Liberian people want it, they will go for it. It's there, but he's focusing on something else.
Nancy, can I come in? Can I come in a bit?
When the Liberian people cry out, when the Liberian people come out and
so I'm not going to
protest,
give my 30 seconds then.
I'm in trouble here.
Nancy, I got a question for you.
Go ahead, Emmy.
So when the Liberian people cries out about it, what he's saying is that he's not saying he's dropping it, but when he get a push, that they can push that lawmakers,
no, Emmy,
representatives, that senators, to push them to accept. But then he will continue that fight in the Senate. But until then, he has done it by himself all along, and nothing has come out of it. So he needs the Liberian people now to come out and help him push that bill. That's what he's trying to say.
Thank you, Emmy.
So he's not saying any different thing, nothing. And that's why he dealt with you today. And I want to do with you if you try to twist his word too.
I want to hold you there. Thanks a lot, Emmy. I'm open to being dealt with. You know, that's the nature of it. But yeah, I know you want the 30 seconds. We're going to give the 30 seconds across the table, and then we'll move to the next talking point. The senator also talked about the honeymoon with the United Party administration being over. That moving forward, that honeymoon ended on December 31. That moving forward, he's going to be very tough. He's going to be that rough Senator Dillon that folks have seen over the years. I mean, what do you make of this statement? A honeymoon period for 1 year. Did we need a honeymoon for 1 year? Did the honeymoon period in any way benefit the Liberian people? What did Liberia stand to benefit from the honeymoon period? Was it necessary in the first place to have a honeymoon period? The comeback of the real Senator Dillon. What exactly should Liberians expect? What significant impact is it going to bring about? Did the honeymoon period in any way temper with the brand, Senator Dillon, that a lot of people across the world have known to be a critical voice in the Liberian Senate? Let's take 30 seconds across the table. I know our sister Evelyn wanted to come on. You can take your 30 seconds, and then we're going to go to Charles next.
Okay, so the 30 seconds is based on the current topic, or?
Yeah, let's include everything. Let's take 45 seconds.
Okay, like I keep saying, and Amy agree with me, is that we as citizens supposed to push our lawmaker. The way he talk about the media, you nursing collect. When last you ever went in the market and asked the people and say, do you want the Senate reduce their salary? You never did that, but you were in the street asking different questions, and the only thing they will tell you say,
Nelson
well,
is
we're not doing
prosperous.
nothing.
You know, I mean,
But you're not
and
doing nothing. So I feel
Mhm.
that we have the responsibility as citizens to do what it is for our senator to reduce their salary. That's it. We can go for protest from now to Judgment Day. If we don't put the issue of salary into it, it will not work. So let me come back to the issue of Senator Dillon
the
saying that
honeymoon be over.
honeymoon being over. I saw that I watched his interview on the OKFM, I think yesterday or today or something. He was talking about the private jet and even made mention of telling Joe we are sorry. So I felt that he was being very practical when it comes to the issue of private jet because the CDC did not explain to the population the importance of riding private jet. And private jet was very important on the mission. You understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So he had realized that we're beating on CDC for them, but CDC too had a responsibility to explain to us the importance of private jet. So
You,
that's
you,
one
you,
thing I
you,
saw.
do you really think you helping this whole situation?
Yes,
The
I'm,
solution did
I'm
not
trying to
explain.
tell you.
They did not explain,
Mhm.
but for you explaining, but you're still doing the same thing.
No.
How does
What
that
he's,
make any difference?
no, what he's trying to say, he gave you justification of why it is important to use the private jet. He's not dismissing the fact that we're using private jet. No.
Mhm.
Yes, he explained, he gave me the importance of using a private jet. So citizen had a responsibility to tell us, the Liberian, the importance of using a private jet at the time.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then no more on the other
The
side,
honeymoon.
when they don't tell you that he's ready, that no more honeymoon, he meant it. And I know him. He will do it for fun. And that will also help our country, you know, because you have to fight. You always have to fight for your people. So maybe he has seen some things that are not going right. He said, you know what, I gotta step back a little bit and take a position where my people will, continue to be
Was the
impacted.
honeymoon necessary?
Well, when you talk about honeymoon, it's not like because there were different political parties that came together to help the Unity Party to win the election.
Mhm.
So in that collaboration period, you don't expect people to be very arrogant. You don't expect people to be, and so you when it's talk about honeymoon,
Do you
right?
think it was necessary?
It was
You think it
necessary
was
for the
necessary?
country. It was necessary coming together as collaboration. It was
Ha-
necessary.
Has it taken anything away from the person, Senator Dillon? Is it going to temper with that level of 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 trust or influence he had as a critical voice, going to honeymoon, now coming from honeymoon, going back to being a critical voice?
When you talk about, I'm just trying to tell you his definition of honeymoon is not what you think. Because there was a collaboration here and the collaboration still continues. But he's trying to say, you know what? I
Mhm.
am going to take a step back in my own Dillon voice and
Mhm.
start to criticize most of the things that the government is doing that is not good. And you understand? And that's what he's saying. He has not still changed that he is collaboration with the Unity Party, but he's just trying to tell you, as of today, my position is going to change on how I address prevailing issues in the government. That's how I
Thank you.
see it.
Thank you. Um, let's hear from you on this one. Let's go to family. Charles, we're gonna come to you. Let's go to family. Then we.
Thank you very much, Nelson. And quickly, um, this issue that was raised today by Senator Dillon, I've said it before. The private jet issue was bad yesterday and it's still bad today
Mhm.
because a lot of money has been spent and there was nothing to be shown, nothing to show for it. So the Unity Party now is using the same private jet that we spoke about last time. But what I suggested the last time, we can't just be talking without giving recommendation. That's the thing. We get keep talking. Everything is wrong in Liberia, but people only speak of the wrong without suggesting what moving forward. I saw in the budget of the president that he have money that's been put aside for traveling. Can we also, can the legislature also see to it that the president, a country that is more than 177 years old, can this country procure a jet of its own? Is it possible? Yes, it is. Because Liberia have the opportunity to get, to borrow, to get loans, and it is possible. But people are not talking about how can we work on that to get it. People are only talking about this is wrong, this is wrong, and this is wrong. So I'm suggesting today that the legislature look into it and see whether we can get a jet that is for the state purpose, that any other person we traveling now will already
Whatever the
know
president
as for
is,
Liberia.
we'll be able to use that.
Yeah.
So, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, family. I want to hold you there. Let's hear from Raymond, and then we're going to go to Cindy. Yeah, for the 5 seconds, sir.
So, my dear sister Sarah, the right pronunciation of your name, I don't have. Can you help me?
You can say Evelyn, you can say no, or Senny.
No.
It's actually Senny, yeah.
No, let me disagree with you. I'm not one of those Liberians who babysit my leaders. My leaders have a responsibility to serve the people, and I don't accept anything mediocre from my leaders. I hold them up to high standard. Senator Dillon, what he earns for being senator from the Liberian people, less than 1% of the Liberian population had the privilege to get that from the Republic of Liberia. To whom greater is given, greater is expected. He called Hekoli spineless, and I use the same word on him, spineless. The argument is lazy. He was elected for a purpose. If he can achieve that, he's a failure. The same way he's going to hold the Unity Party government to high standards, I'm holding him to the high standards. He called himself the light to bring transformation, not mere words. It's the same Senator Dillon who lied to the Liberian people about the upgrade of his flight ticket. It's the same Senator Dillon who said he was not going to take the 30,000.
And the senator came back to apologize. He apologized. He said he made a machine, he made a passion. He apologized to the Liberian people. He made the Liberian people shame, and we forget about it. We move on. But Raymond,
So
what do you make of the honeymoon? This whole honeymoon, that the senator is talking about coming to.
Well, that's his personal sentiments. I got nothing to share in that. What I got to share in this is I supported Senator Dillon. This is my disappointment. Senator Dillon spoke that he was going to ensure, as one of his campaign statements, when Senator Dillon wanted to be senator, he went to all the clubs, the Hatai centers, to talk to people, mobilize them to get elected. If Senator Dillon is serious, he got the resources, he got the platform, he got the authority as a senator of Montserrat to effect a change. But we're hearing excuses and lazy ones at that rate. What has he done? Have he mobilized people at schools? Have he gone to Hatai centers to mobilize people? Have he called press conference and called the press to speak about the issues and urge them to run along with him? Look, real champions fight against all odds and come up with a result. Lazy men sit and give excuses. If the Liberian people would take lazy excuses from their leaders, our country will not improve. We'll only be talking and with no results.
Let me get
I'm holding Senator Dillon to the high standards. What he wish he promised the Liberian people. If he can't deliver this, he's a failure and he does not deserve re-election. And I will be one of the voices countering his re-election bid.
I beg you. Let me just say something. Please, Leslie. Just please.
So just take 10 seconds quickly because
okay. So my brother Raymond, I'm not saying that you should not describe him like you were doing. I'm just trying to be a little bit, But when it comes to the issue, Dillon is one of the senators that will tell you today that when he goes wrong, he will come on the air and say, "I'm sorry, my Liberian people."
Lip
No,
service, that's not enough.
no,
Until the Liberian
no.
people can
We
get
do not know.
results,
We don't know. We don't know.
I
We are not
know it because
witnessing
I've
him.
not seen the results. Action and not
Information.
words. I will not take
Okay.
action. I will not
Okay,
take corny words from my leaders. I
Senator
want
Dillon
actions.
is a senator for Montserrat County. He is standing out to say they reduce salary. What's about your county? What's about other people county? Our
That's
senator
not an
standing up.
argument. We're
No, that's the
discussing
argument because
Senator Dillon.
he cannot effectuate
We
the
can't be
policy by
changing the
himself.
arguments because
These people work as a body, understand? They
and
work
I'm
as a
holding him
body.
liable for his statements, his actions, and his inactions. I'm holding him liable. We're discussing him. When we're discussing another person, I will tell you how.
Okay, guys,
What about them?
thanks a
Now I'm
lot, guys.
discussing Dillon.
We have to move on. Charles, please come in. Let's hear you.
No, you can't jump over me. I'm not here
No.
to start you.
No,
Cindy,
Charles was
Yo,
being
you
Cindy,
deep
don't
for
start
me.
a-
No,
I
Cindy,
jump away.
Charles, the line was going this way. I'm not here
Cindy,
to
don't
start
start a
you.
problem.
No,
Go
just
ahead,
go,
Cindy.
just
Go
go
ahead,
according to
Cindy.
the land. Just go in the land.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
what you deep for, Cindy? You jump away.
Cindy, go ahead. Cindy
Look,
is not a host, so we're not jumping on him. Go ahead.
look, listen. Evelyn, I disagree with you. You cannot put this on the Liberian people. You cannot say the Liberian people has not been advocating for salary reduction. You cannot say the people hasn't been standing up to their government. That's far from true. Center like the for transparency and accountability in Liberia, they've been
Center.
standing up. Even the Liberia Media Center been standing up. Soup been standing up. Ordinary Liberians been crying. Our lawmakers were listening only to things that do not directly benefit their pockets. There were ain't no cries. No matter. Once it goes to their pocket, they care less. Are you telling me because the people haven't cried on the street that justify the current conditions of UL? Are you telling me that in their various districts and counties where the people can barely afford daily living, is that because the people haven't been crying? The people have been crying. They've been crying. Our lawmakers, our government officials only care about their pocket. They are corrupt. And no amount of crime that our people will do that will reduce or limit the wasteful spending in government. If our lawmaker cares about Liberia, if they truly want to transform Liberia, we don't need to put our mothers on the streets to go cry for LU. LU will have been transformed long time ago. My former senator, Marshall Denny, has a son in Rwanda studying. It's a shame. Why didn't he put money into LU to transform that institution? And not just Marshall Denny alone, many of them. Do we need to stand up at LU first to cry? Do we need to go and protest before they can face that institution? Senator Denny coming in, Senator Dillon saying my honeymoon session is over with the UP, with this government. My honeymoon session is also over. Most of us here have the same feelings, the same sentiment. We are done with this government. We are here to hold them accountable. The campaign time is over. The grace period is over with. We have given them a year to structure the government. This is time that we hold their feet to fire. This is the time that we hold them accountable. So yes, Senator Dillon is saying what all of us have been saying here. This is time for governance, and we're going to hold their feet to fire.
Thanks a lot, Cindy. Charles, you want to come in, and then Amy will take us home.
Again, I think the argument here is the argument from my brother Raymond and Cindy is about consistency, and which of course I agreed with the consistency aspect. Equally so, we also need to understand what the Liberian people need to do to help the process. What are we doing to help the process? His consistency, it matters. And we all agree that yes, it matters. being on the front line. Yes, like Roman said, he went in the ghettos, he went to this place, he went to that place. Yeah, when he was campaigning, yes. But it was the same people that rallied around him to make him senator. We cannot just do this only in Maserado County. We have Lofa, we have Nimba, we have Bon, we have all the counties. Those senators' voices, they are important to this process we're discussing here. And Senator, he can do it alone. And that's why I wanted to give a challenge to Nelson. Dillon pointed out clearly that the journalist, the media institution, I want to give Nelson a challenge, and all other media practitioners in Liberia. It's upon them now to go to all other senators, ask them why this bill has not been passed. Because this bill is in the interest of Liberia. Why this bill has not been passed. Let them give their own explanation towards it. Let them tell the Liberian people, oh no, because we won't put the money in our pocket. Oh no, they don't now follow the red China. Oh no. Then let the Liberian people know, because if we just beating on Dillon and not taking into consideration the other senators' voices that are important for this bill to be passed, then we're not doing justice to Dillon. And so with that, it's a challenge to all the media institutions in Liberia. Let us reach out to the various senators and ask them why Senator Dillon bill about salary reduction has not been passed. Why they stay holding it and they are laughing at him. The issue about honeymoon, for me, I just don't want to say anything to Dillon directly about honeymoon until I see the action.
All right. Thanks a lot.
You can say honeymoon right now, and tomorrow is something else. So
thanks a lot, Charles. I want to hold you there. Yeah. I mean, quickly, let's hear you.
Keep me for a lot and always do me quickly. But anyways, guys, I think we're all just being a little bit missing the point. We're all missing the point here a little bit about the whole thing with Senator Dillon doing this and doing that. I don't think anybody's trying to say that they're trying to babysit Senator Dillon about his job. But let's be honest, like Charles already said, he can take a tour and go the 17 districts of Maserado. What is that going to do for that bill? He campaigned, right, man, in Maserado. He did not campaign in the whole of Liberia to be senator. So what we talking about needs every senators and every representative to vote for it, to support it and everything. And nobody talking about people should go stand and cry for it before anything happens. But in countries where lawmakers are not taking that people problems seriously, what happened? The people rise up and something changed. It happens in Kenya. It happens as not. We call our lawmakers in all the time. So why Liberia should be different? Because when somebody said, "Oh, the citizen cries out for things all the time," that they shouldn't even be crying out for. They protest for stuff all the time. Why can't they protest for something that would benefit them? Then I mean, they're doing the senator of people. He has come up and did and pull the bill up. He said he was going to. He did it. What's wrong with him getting help from the Senate, from the citizens to something for it, like they do other stuff and like they do in other countries? Why should it be like a monster? You don't know what he has done behind the scene. He comes up. Senator Dillon have been on several radio stations. I have heard him talking about this since the past administration till now. What else can he do? Twist people's arms? No. What he said is what he needs, is what people need to do. I don't see anything wrong with that. That's not making him lazy or making him so for it to be something argument or lazy argument or making him babysitting him or what. No, it happens in other countries and things get done. Someone saying that Dillon is calling for it, and Liberian people cry out for every other thing. They're going to protest, doing other ones. So when he's calling for people to cry out for stuff like that, I don't see anything wrong with it. Honeymoon period. Okay. I think one of the things that they're trying to like, the city already said, people just came when this government first came into place. People are like, oh, and Senator Dillon used to talk everything about George Weah last time. He used to criticize. He used to do this. Now the boy guy led government. He's not saying anything. So I think today he lays out why he wasn't saying anything. That's what he meant by the honeymoon period. Nelson, if you want to translate it into anything else, like we've been saying here, we giving grace. We call it grace period. He called it honeymoon period. Everybody have their own way of saying it. Okay, you have to let the government settle in. You have to give them time to do what they want to do. After the 1 year now, he's ready to be critical. That's what he's trying to say. So
Okay.
I don't see anything wrong with it, or whether it would happen or it would not happen. Like Charles said, let's wait and see. He just told you maybe you're gonna ask him, or you are critical in your own judgment as his government. What happened this time? So maybe that's why he lay out there for you that he would be, and he said it. I'm not telling you I'll be a giant who knows it all and want to be critical about everything, but what's wrong, we're gonna step on it, and what's right, we're gonna let it go. That's what.
Thank you.
Amy, 39 of our citizens don't need to die before they reduce their salary. It took 39
That's the
people.
one I'm saying.
Wait. You say it happened in Kenya. 39 people die in Kenya.
No, I'm not talking about the need to die first.
We don't need any of our people to get on the street before the people reduce their salary.
Yeah, protesting doesn't mean you have to die.
Well, what happened?
You die. We call our lawmakers in here and demand them to do stuff, Cindy. We don't die.
We go for protests in the interest of the sin lawmakers. Then why can't we go for protests in the interest of our own?
People don't have to be killed. You don't have to go through a box and something for you to do something. No.
And Amy, you asked Monserrato.
Guys, we have to make progress and do the same thing.
Yeah.
Amy, you talk about Monserrato. Monserrato have always made the changes in Liberia. All the radical changes that have taken place started with Monserrato. Monserrato is the place that Jonathan Dillon has the platform to effect the change if he's serious.
Thank you, Raymond.
I think we're being a little very
well. We're about to go to the phone lines. But I want us to just zero in on this conversation, and let's take a minute or less each on this one, because we have our folks who need to weigh in their thoughts, or maybe we have this on the table for discussion tomorrow because of time factor.
Nelson, we have a full house. Let's discuss.
Send me that full house.
Full house is full time. Okay, so yes, let's go on this issue, folks. Most of you must have watched the video and seen the live we did earlier today. The Capitol building got a fire on the 18th of December. Since then, there has been concerns with respect to what actually happened, what led to the burning of the Capitol building. The Joint Security have launched an investigation. They've been investigating, and as per their investigation so far, they've brought a young man down, and he's been investigated. Well, he's been linked to the burning of the Capitol building. Thomas was in the custody of the Joint Security. Today, there was a writ of habeas corpus from the Criminal Code B to get the living body of Thomas appear before the court, which happened. And then later, his legal team, raised the issue of medical concerns that he needed to go and get medical attention, and so the court granted that. Now, in the process, immediately as he stepped out of Criminal Code B, there was a writ awaiting him outside from the city court, given that the issue has to do with the burning of the Capitol building, a public facility, and all of that. And Thomas refused to accept the writ. In the process, he fell to the floor. He fell to the ground under the commotion.
You're picking it.
And guys, and Thomas insisted that he would not accept the writ. So you could see in one of the videos we did, the sheriff from the city court insisting that Thomas should accept the writ. One thing to another, the tension was building up. The Liberia National Police had to intervene. They took him to a renowned medical facility in the country, since in fact the concern was about a medical situation for him, medical attention. So this is where we are with it. And Thomas is complaining of being tortured. He said he was tortured. He said he's not feeling well, and the situation under which he was being handled on the past couple of days was just terrible for him. And based on that, he needed to go to get treatment. Initially, when he was being cleared by the criminal code B, he would have been taken away by family members. And then the next concern was what happens when he's away? What if he escapes? And all of those different concerns started to come in. At which time, the raid came from the city court. Yes, but with the current situation, the police is in charge. He's at the medical facility, um, a very renowned health facility in the country. But what do you make of the situation? This is all linked to the Capitol building situation, and there are pros and cons to this particular thing. There are some who hold on to the view that what is happening now is the abuse of the young man's right. Some people are pushing the issue of torture, that he's being tortured, and it shouldn't be that way. While others are pushing for justice, since in fact it has to do with the burning down of the Capitol building, and anyone who's linked to it, the law must be the law. I mean, I want us to take maybe just 30 seconds around the table on these talking points. Then we'll go to the phone lines. Let's start. Let's change around a little. Let's start with our brother Fambole. Then we're going to go to our sister No, and yeah, in that order.
Nelson, you want to go in the reverse order? Anyway, no problem. Well,
Yeah, like bro.
so on that case, I can categorically say that we are not in support of anyone for any reason burning down state properties. No amount of politics should push us Liberians to drinking from the cup of bitterness and hatred. The place Liberia is right now, they have said it from time immemorial, since after the Civil War, that this peace is fragile. And for us to maintain this peace, let us continue to constructively engage our leader. Let us sit around the table and have conversation, rather than going and breaking down state properties. You know how long that state has been in existence? Years before even his parents were even born, they allege. So I am not in support of torture. I'm not in support of human rights violation. But if the state have to take any means possible to get information to bring to book perpetrators that committed this crime, they should use everything according to the law, everything according to the laws of our land, to make sure anyone that is linked to this should make sure to bear the full weight of the law. Because Liberia is a country that is noted for impunity. People were going to say, oh, we know the national police. They already start saying it already. The police, they get going to say the thing for a few times, they think it will go. It will not stay long. And they will be the same people that will come back again and say this country is a lawless place. The law is the law. So this time around, we're going to use the slogan, the law is the law. Anyone who brings down the state property, you will face the full weight of the law. And we will not go back.
Thank you.
You can take that one, we will call that one addition to subtraction, but our business. But we'll make sure anybody who does wrong, you have to serve your time.
Thanks a lot. Let me hold you there. Let's take you, Evelyn. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to somehow agree with Fambole for what he just said. The law will always be the law, and we've been complaining about Liberia being very how you call it. They are always in the law. So at the end of the day, anything happen, people go with impunity. So we remember this morning we wake up, we saw that morning when we wake up, we all saw the Capitol building, life burning. It was hard to accept the reality that this building was on fire. So if the police come out with a report and say this building it didn't get on fire because of electrical fault, that people who did it, so it's only police and the NSA to do the investigation to come out to tell who did this thing, because human being might have been the cause. So the issue of this guy being um sick or whatever he said he was doing today. I think for me, the police and all the security apparatus should be very, very careful how they handle these things. I saw that when they were carrying this guy, you could see a group of people taking picture. It's not good. You understand? Sometimes people, we know he's a suspect according to them, but the way they were carrying and people taking pictures and things, and for me, it has to do with dignity, even though he's under investigation. But personally, he needs to be confined in a place where you don't have people don't have access to camera to be taking a picture and sharing it all around. Those things is about human rights violation too as well. But I agree that we need to bring on board whoever is the suspect that burned that building down. It wasn't a good thing for our country. It was not a good image for us.
Thank you. Raymond, you want to go?
Well, we all call for justice. Justice is important for any society to strive, where the rule of law is upheld. So if the police investigation find him to be a suspect or a person of interest, the law should take its course and the procedures in investigation. But where I heard that the police have held him longer than the statutory term to hold someone before following them to court, if that is true, the police have to do better. Because time will add numbers. We lost our cases based on the procedures by which we handle the cases. If you have a reason to hold him as a person of suspect and you arrested him, process him and send him to the court. Now that the court had to release him under those conditions and a claim of being tortured. I can't verify nor deny that there wasn't torture. But let me use this opportunity to speak against torture in any form or fashion to any person, whether Liberian or not. Torture is not accepted.
Thank you.
But if he's using this as a means to evade justice, here and other places, when people are held liable or are investigated for a crime, the police escort them to the hospital to get treatment and they take them right back to jail. He shouldn't be exempt from that. And I don't want to say it was an act, but it looked like one.
Thank you.
And I
Let-
hope it's not. But I
let
would
me-
want to urge the justice system to ensure that we have justice. The speakers have said, been long, our society has been a lawless society and a society of impunity. We should hold people for their actions and inactions. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Raymond. The lines are very hard now. A lot of our folks want to participate, so let's stick within the 45 seconds. Cindy, you want to go, and then we take
45 seconds.
I agree with
Wow,
Raymond.
what you say?
I agree with family. I agree that we need to investigate this matter to get to the root of the fire. We want to know who set the Liberia Capitol building on fire. We want to know their motive. We want to make sure that they are penalized according to the laws of our country. I agree also with Raymond that this gentleman deserves proper treatment. He deserves fair justice. He deserves his rights deserve to be respected. Even murderers are given chances. Murderers are treated fairly. Murderers are treated with respect. Demanding justice does not mean you take away the rights of others. I don't care if that man was faking, he was producing movie today. Once the man fall on that ground and say, I have medical issue, treat it as medical issue. How long will it take to take the man to the hospital, check in, the doctor say, okay, the man good to go, maybe after a day or a few hours, and then you proceed. So I want to commend the Liberian National Police for in knowing the sheriff from the court and taking that man, that brother to the hospital, to the medical facility, which is very important. The sheriff need to be educated. You guys say, no, somebody died and say, no, that just issue them, issue them. Issue them, you know, when the person say, I've died, I have issues, I have medical issues. That's
Which one is let's just
You should have did about it.
yeah, you want issue the dead body arrest.
I'm sending the man. As soon as the man saw the raid, the man collapsed.
Guys, yeah.
So as a healthcare professional, that's what I would recommend. Take the man to the hospital. It won't
Thank
take you more than 2 days for that man to recover, and then you proceed with the court process.
Thank you. Charles, you want to take your 45 seconds quickly?
No, don't worry. I'm going to take 30. Yeah. So again, I think everyone said it all. There's no need to, take the 45. But again, we condemn the actions. Anyone who, for any reason, think of evil, because that is complete evil, to look at the capital and just set it ablaze, you and Westcrier at the same level. You and the people who fly in and out on broom, you're on the same level. There's no argument about that. But again, our brother who is in the custody of the police, I think he deserves fair treatment. If for any reason he's guilty after all of the legal processes, he can now find himself behind bar and serve his term. But there's no need to emphasize it more. I think all of my panelists here, they all spoke about it very well, and I don't want to take long.
Thanks a lot. One of our viewers, Eric Dento is saying that Sandy, you don't know that dead bodies can be jailed. Just be there.
Absolutely.
Oh, God, just think funny to me.
We have to silence the whole comment section and not be looking at it while we
I know, right?
They can also issue rape to dead bodies.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But this is serious. Emmy, you want to take us to the phone line?
Absolutely. So, people, we are all saying that it looked fake because what I was watching, I seen a guy, he came out, he was looking good. They were walking by the moment they talk about it red and they started arguing over it. He just slumped on the floor. So, I mean, I felt like he was trying to avoid that red, whatever, but that doesn't mean he shouldn't be taken to the hospital because you don't know for sure, right? So you can't ignore him. And I was even scared. I said, well, he's been on the floor for a while now. All that time you're standing talking, you should be taking him to the hospital to see if he's really is needing a medical attention. But I'm glad they did that, even though we're making a little fun of it, but we don't know for sure if he was faking or anything like that. And like my brother Raymond said that, I had a concern about that too. With the law being that when you arrest somebody, you have 24 hours or 48 hours, whatever, to take them to. If you know this is a problem, why do you hold this man over, more than that period? If you don't have anything to arrest the person, I think it's fair that you do all of your investigations and have everything that you need to be taken to court before you even arrest the person. But you cannot hold them. If the law says you cannot hold them while you're doing that, then you're not supposed to do it at all because you risk your kids and this person. You don't want them to be out there to get in or to be messed up with the people who might send him to do that thing that day and take him out of there or do something that he got, make him get missing or whatever. You don't want to, I'm going to say, contaminate him with other people that gave him ideas and stuff. So you have to do things in order for you to be able to get a guilty verdict when you something. And I see in a hospital, I see police standing around. I hope they also got handcuffed on him and clipped to the hospital bed as well. Because that's what we do here for security.
I want to hold you there, Emmy. Thanks a lot.
I'll make you quick. Because as we say these things, we need to offer at least solution. You know what I mean? It makes it better.
Yeah.
But
So
when we say these things, it's better to offer. Let me just give one second, please.
So can we do our solution in
Okay.
the
All right.
we'll do our closing. We just
Okay.
close up with everything because we're out of time. We have to so we'll take like 5 calls 0555 101075. And I'm going to put the WhatsApp up. You can call via WhatsApp as well and make your input. Let's take our first caller here. Hello, your name and where you call from. 30 seconds quickly.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah,
From peace
morning.
loving people of Nigeria.
Mm.
TV J Tokan, calling from Town.
Yeah, Topa.
So my question, my issue has to do with the case of Dillon. You
Mm.
know, when Donald Trump ascended to the presidency for the first time, he wanted for government welfare salary to be reduced, but he never took it to the legislature because he knew it was being trashed out.
Mm.
So what he said was he don't need pay for the government. And then the people of America said, no, if you taking the work, if you doing the work without pay, you won't take the work serious. So I think you will take something from himself when they are giving $2. So the guy was saying that he thought I want to plan for but the hands are very short.
So what are
So
you saying
in
in
Dillon
short?
case,
Since you have 30 seconds.
if I were Dillon, Canada taking 17,000, 15,000 home, right? So if
No, they're
I were
not taking
Dillon, I could
15,000
divide
home.
the 17,000 by two. At least 7,500 home. That alone enough for me. Then the balance 7,500 will go to district development fund. And that alone can help
So
Motor Valley
let
to
me
develop
just
Motor
provide
Valley.
this
And when
clarity.
he
Yeah, hello,
says
can you hear
as
me? Can you
example, and other
hear
people
me,
will
sir?
follow him.
Okay, thank you, sir. Let me just say this: the senators do not take home 15,000. They take home 7,900, according to Senator Dillon. They have benefits and other things that goes with the salary.
Access.
So if you want to convert that now to yeah, but they don't take home 15,000. So it's just important to say that. Hello, your name and where you call from? Oh, okay, we lost that person. 05551010075 is the number to call, and you'll be live. Let's see if we can get this person coming on. Hello, hello, are you there? Again, we lost this person. I don't know what's happening here. Let's go to this line. Hello, hello, can you hear me? Okay, we lost this person. Let's get Josh on. Josh wants to make an input. Hello, Josh. You are live on the show. Let's hear you.
Thank you. Look, guys, I want to thank you for the show. I'm lying down here in Monterey County, in Monterey. But I was just bringing it up because I really want to get online to make sure I participate in the show. But here's what I want to say to the police. I met Greg when I was here. I'm still here anyway. I met Greg, and he seems to be a nice guy. But I think what they're doing is wrong. Nelson, this guy was arrested a while ago. Not even 2 days, not even 3 days, almost a week. They kept this man and did not charge him. When you don't have charges against this man, release him. Stop making storm in the teacup. This is a problem. This is the thing. This is the reason why Liberia continue to retrograde. And I see that Kofi Woods, who used to be around here crying as a human rights advocate, that he is a secret advisor to the president. He's allowing these things to happen on his watch. I think this is a disgrace to this government. The next thing I want to talk about is Senator Dillon. Senator Dillon is a cool artist, Nelson. Because the thing is that
You think so?
for this man,
Why you think why you referring to the senator that
Nelson is easy. Nelson, this senator knew that to fly conveniently, he needed to fly in a first class, right? He flew to America and he lied about it. So he knew that the convenient items would fly in first class, not to talk about private jet. So if he knew that flying in as a senator, flying in a first class was beneficial to him and was good, that would keep him, okay, that when he got where he's going, he would be healthy and well, taken care of. He would have known that the president deserved the private jet.
okay?
But he ignored that because he's a con artist. He's just going to come back and you got to apologize. Every time you'll be apologizing. We tired with Senator Dillon's apologies. The next thing we want to do is that he should just vacate our senatorial position for someone else to come there. And he's saying that he cannot push a bill. Then why is he there?
Thank you.
Why is he there?
Thank you. I want to hold you
If
there.
the Liberian people, why can't you just come and sit down with us so that we can all go there and push the bill when he cannot do it?
Thank you,
It's
Josh.
ridiculous.
Thanks a
you.
lot. Let me hold you there, and I'll take the final person because we are out of time. From the WhatsApp line here. Hello, you are live. Your name and where you're joining us from.
Nelson, good morning, and good morning to all your panelists. Quickly, I want to speak on the Dillon issue. Dillon, some of us got injured in a Chigotan bell because we were campaigning for him. We had a higher hope that he would have delivered us. In fact, we turned it as a light. Dillon know that election is coming closer, and then you want to use
which election coming closer?
You are dramatizing today, forgetting to know that we like this, we getting to know because election is right in the corner. Another campaign speech you're looking for.
So when is his election?
How you got the background people know it. If they don't want for that bill to be pushed, in fact, has it come back to us?
Okay, thank you.
Ensure draft copy of what you're talking about, and people are not listening to him. Nobody should get it wrong and say you're not senator for Glen Clear, you're not senator for Boston, you're not senator for all the other counties. But Monterado is a hub.
Thank you.
It's where everybody from everyone
I want to hold you there.
County is represented right in Monterado.
Let me hold you there. Thank you.
The decisions of the other counties can start from right in Monterado County.
All right.
So if you bring us to all, we also want to muster the courage and ask our people.
Thank you.
So let me get to the.
Yeah, sir. No, you are out of time. You are out of time. You are out of time now, sir. I'm sorry. I want to hold you there.
It's a process. It's not an event.
Thank you, sir. Let me hold you there. All right. Okay, sir. Sorry. I have to hold you there because we are out of time.
I'm gonna.
The phone issue went off somehow.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, please take 30 seconds, sir. You are live. Let's hear you.
Hey, that's how you do, my brother.
Yes, sir.
You cut that guy off. He
I know.
everything up. Quickly, Nelson, I started coming on late tonight. There is something that's been bothering me this couple of days. I know we discussed it before, and I still believe that the problem of Liberia, the reason why the country is struggling over the last 4 decades, it is Capitol Hill, and I will maintain my position. The senators, the representatives, those are our problems. Somebody said, I wanted to call on Stanton show today, but they didn't they didn't open to the public. But somebody said that the amount of months in the term limit don't matter. I said, no, that's not true. One of the things that we got to look at critically in Liberia now is the months. You have folks that are already corrupt, and then you allow them to stay in the house on one term 9 years. That's too much for Liberia. We now have to be critically of some constitutional amendment to change the amount of months. We got to reduce it because these folks are not adding value to the country. They are the problem. They say Joseph Boakai is corrupt. Well, I know Joseph Boakai is not doing what I expected in terms of how he should handle the heads of French agencies. But the people who hold power to the purse, Capitol Hill, those are the folks that are expected to advocate public infrastructure. But they are not doing that.
Thank you, sir.
And so we got to talk more nursing, but I think we got to look critically.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I want to hold you there, and I think we're out of time now. We can come back to do our closing, 1 minute each, beginning with you, Charles. Cindy will be next.
Yeah, Nelson, again, it's good that we came up here to discuss Liberia. Like I said, I'm of the opinion that Liberia problem is the Constitution. We need to amend the Constitution. You see, like the last caller said, the tenure of these lawmakers. Why one person will just get 9 years? Are you kidding me? Somebody 6 years. And you in a 6-year time, you will not see that person at all. The Constitution is our problem. And so with the issue about Senator Dillon, again, I think Liberians all senators that in the interest of this country that want to see change should agree with Senator Dillon to reduce salary, to reduce their salary. That alone, not just going to affect the schools, the hospital, it also going to erase people that have interest of going to that house because of money.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and good night. One love to Liberia.
Thank you.
You reminded me, say, well, thank you very much, yo.
Well, thank you very much, Aaron.
You know,
Thank you very
every don't bring out our issue, man. Thank you very much. Say, I'm gonna enjoy your presidency. I'm gonna enjoy your country.
I'm grateful.
No, come on. No,
Thank
Emmy,
you very much.
no, and like we gotta find. Thank you very much and invite him one of these days. But go ahead, Cindy. Let's hear you.
We cannot say we are serious about nation building. We cannot say we are serious about transforming Liberia. We cannot say we are serious about educating the young minds of our country and preparing future leaders when most of what we generate as a country goes back into the pockets of just few individuals, those on the top of government. If we are serious about building Liberia, we must spend more on infrastructure. We must spend more on education, agriculture, healthcare. We must spend more on building Liberia than what we spent on paying lawmakers, ministers, presidents, vice presidents, and so forth. Let us reduce the size of our government and let us reduce the salaries that individuals are taking home. That is not us being selfish. That is us putting Liberia first. If our country start to generate more, if Liberia start to make billions of dollars, if our GDP start to go up, accelerating significantly, then we can now try to pay people a little bit more. But the country, think about the country as a business. That's how I think about Liberia and any other country. It's a business. The president is just the CEO. And then the CEO hire managers and other people to help him or her build that business. But if the business is not doing well, do you think the CEO deserves to be making millions? If the business is not doing well, do you think the directors, the managers should be making a lot? You only make a lot in a company when the company is doing well. Liberia as a company is not doing well. So let those shameless lawmakers that are laughing at the law see reason to cut down their salaries and benefits
Thank you,
in the
Cindy.
interest of the Liberian people. Our people are tired suffering.
Very well.
Thank you. Again, I have already lashed at Senator Dillon. I call him spineless, the same name he called the rest of his colleagues when he claimed to be the light. This time, I want to put a focus on every elected official. This fight should not be Senator Dillon's fight alone. Senator Dillon raised his flag too high, so we're holding him high to his standards. But we want to hold all of you accountable for the suffering of our people. And I disagree with my other panelists who said we need to get a jet plane for the presidency. Before the presidency own a jet plane, the Liberian people should own several jet planes. The Liberian people should be able to fly cheap in the sub-region before we give our presidency the jet plane. All of our leaders should be seen as servants, and their job is to ensure that the living conditions of our people improve before their wages get fat, before they live comfortably. Our people should have hospitals, we should have decent schools, we should have good roads, we should have pipe-borne water, we should have electricity. That's going to develop Liberia, not our president flying private jet all over the place. I want to use this opportunity to condemn Senator Snow, who have been milking our country since he knew himself as a man. I want to use this opportunity to condemn former Vice President Senator Joel Howard Taylor, who have benefited from the country in measures that many Liberians cannot speak to, who say that they need more salaries. For what? Your fight should be that we have schools, that an ordinary person can benefit from their government. Not a few of you think that every money should get, and they'll never get satisfied with the money they steal. But we, the people, we keep consuming it. We, the people, get on the kind of shows and make excuses for them.
10
I
seconds.
hear how many persons praising Senator Dillon. Senator Dillon has been senator for a while. What can we speak to other than mere words? And this time that we hold our leaders for actions and not words, anybody can say anything and don't mean it. But the things you do that the people benefit from, that's
Thank you.
what matters.
Thank you. Pamela?
Thank you very much. And it's always a pleasure to be on here to speak to our people. You know, Albert Einstein says, to know the essence of a scientific work, do not listen to Albert Einstein. He says,
Albert Einstein. Okay.
yeah. So he said, if you want to know the essence of a scientific work, do not listen to what the scientist tells you, but watch what he does. Since politics is a science, I can also say that we should not just listen to what the politician tells us, but what they are doing. So now, to quickly close up on what I jotted down, this lawmaker benefits. This is something that is disturbing. In the entire sub-region, you cannot measure a country of Liberia and our economy and the living standard of our people to the wages our lawmakers are making, our state-owned enterprises are making, those people who are running those state-owned enterprises. That's so much. The disparity is so wide. Can we try to work on that? Secondly, there are lawmakers. There are people running to become representatives, senators, but they do not earn or have any knowledge of the kind of responsibility of being a representative. It was on the same very show a representative came on the show that always bad muffing the government, bad muffing everybody, sat on this very show and could not explicitly explain the cardinal responsibility of a lawmaker. That's a shame and a disgrace. People just rush over there simply because of benefits. Lawmaker protest because of their benefits. Lawmaker protest not because of nurses getting increment in pay, not because of doctors getting increment in pay, not because hospitals are funded and medication are available and roads are built and schools are equipped with the 21st century materials that our children can develop the idea to move this country forward. They are not protesting on that, but only on personal gain. So the House of Representatives is an embarrassment to our people, and the Liberian people will have to rethink and forget about the issue about this $25 they gave you to go vote. They choke you. They even put their life at risk. Take you from your destination to carry you somewhere to go vote for them. And in the end, the boys then only come back and enrich themselves. They sit in that house there. Some of them spend years upon years. Some of them had to go to session, but they receive that full benefit and everything without conscience. They are in this country. If you don't work for something, you don't even get the guts to go there and go claim benefit for it. Your conscience self should tell you, say, I've not worked for this something, I should not be receiving benefit for it. But that is Liberia for us, and we have to change the scope of our thinking, and that's the only way this country will move forward. Thank you very much.
Go ahead, Evelyn.
Yeah, so
well, you ran out of thank you.
So our listening audience, I want to say thank you for watching us tonight as we discuss issues surrounding Liberia. And the reason we do that is we want to make sure that we all participate in the growth and development of our country, regardless of our location. So, some of the things that I come to realize that really, really need to be reinforced in our country. Number one, education on my list. When I talk about education, I talk about capacity building of professionals. If you find yourself in a finance area, you find yourself in a Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, and all of those things, and you want to continue as a professional, you always need to build your capacity. So there's a need for capacity building so that you can be on top of your work. And then I also look at the issue of vocational training. Our youth need to be put in vocational training. The children are too many on the streets. Graduating from high school is not just all. If you cannot go to college, we want to encourage them. We want to encourage our education sector to provide those opportunities for the people to go in vocational training so they can be able to provide for their family. And then I also look at the issue of early childhood education. We should take it very serious because it will help to change the mindset of our next generation. And I also dropped down something on the security sector. For the security sector, the looking at our big buildings, for example, the Capitol building, the mansion, all the public building needs to have security camera now as we speak because technology is evolving every day. We can't keep doing the same thing over and over. We need security camera in those buildings so that it can also help to avoid public opinion when it comes to security issue. Now, what is happening now in the Capitol building? If there were camera all over that building, and when I say camera, it's not just something you just put over there that the NSA or the important security apparatus should take control of, where they can be able to watch the Capitol building on their screen in their own office. People invest in security here because of this reason. We don't want to leave anybody hanging with predation to say, oh, they won't happen and not happen. Then now we all talking about suspect, we're talking about dead, but only the camera can be able to tell us exactly what happened over there. So the NSC or whoever need to take charge of the security camera and have a synchronization at their office where they can set and monitor. You can pay somebody specially and say, this is what we want you to be doing here. It can be a 24-hour shift because the country is running. So it can, I mean, it's just about to like us to reduce the public outcry when it comes to security threat. And I also look at us investing in healthcare services. Our healthcare sector is very poor. It's very, very poor. The hospitals are not being funded. We need to appeal to the government to keep funding the hospital. It will help us to reduce, mortality rate and all of that. And then I also look at our citizen. Yeah, we need to change our mindset. Everybody in our country have become politician. All yeah, we have become politician, forgetting to do the thing that we need to do to take care of ourselves. Everybody is politician right now in our country. So the country is politically charged. What can we do to change the mindset of our young people? Let's invest in ourselves. Let's invest in our our dreams. So I mean, I just want to say thank you, Lucian, for having me here, and thank you to everybody and to our listening audience.
Thanks a lot, our dear sister Evelyn. We look forward to seeing you as many times as once you're available. Um, Emmy, you want to take us home?
Why not?
Okay.
So,
Let us
okay. So, thank you, everyone. Everyone in the comment section. My daddy going home, Adama. Um, yeah. Now saying I know our brother George called, and I don't expect anything good from George when it comes to Senator Dillon, because Senator Dillon was a thorn in their government. You know what? So none of them like him. So I wasn't surprised of what he said about him. But one correction I wanted to make, Senator Dillon never said that he cannot push a bill. That's not what he said. So Senator Dillon, the other caller said Senator Dillon did not go back to them. I'm pretty sure they've been hearing about this on air, all the interview he been having. So then they heard about him saying this. But all the other ones he been saying all along, he must go in the community before they hear that one there. The same thing what my sister just said about the mindset of our people. They are polarized. They listen to the media when they amplify it, whether it is the right thing or it's true or not. They get up and something with it. So this is what the senator was talking about. You, the media, you, the civil society, when you start to make this thing out of issues, that's when the common people come out and make it out of issue. Here we are talking about it today. This thing that the senator been talking about since the last administration. He's saying that he didn't hear it. They will go in a community name first before they hear it. Mindset right there. That's what we're talking about. The things that are important to us. We don't take it seriously. And somebody said Maserati is the hub. We get it. Maserati is the capital. We all think that Maserati is Liberia. But every senators and representative in that building, the people that voted for them don't all reside in Maserati. They are outside of Maserati, a lot of them. And they have to call their representatives. They have to go to their representatives and senators and let them know about what they want if they are not getting it. That's what we are saying. And I'm pretty sure that's what the senator is also saying. So it's not about coming to just Maserati alone. Everybody, all the people in Grand Kuna in Maserati, all the people in Riverside in Maserati, all the people in Grand Jita in Maserati. Let's get that straight. I know we all think Maserati is Liberia, but no. Liberia is big enough.
Thank you.
And people voted for them from out of this place, those places there. So we got to acknowledge them as well. We shouldn't just say, oh, the people in Maserati should be the only one to make the decisions. No, that's not. I don't think that's the right thing, the right way to go about it. And we should all embrace this. When people say that, hold your lawmakers accountable. These are some of the things. We want this for our schools, our children, our hospitals, security. These are the kind of things we're talking about. Our crime, when nobody saying go take right and be chunking there for policemen to shoot you. No, before you to die. That's not what peaceful protest can get it done. And that's what we need to be focusing on. And if we need things and get it done. To Nelson, please amplify it, like you, and for us to talk about it more, for our people to know what to do. They have the power in their hands. So they who elected these people, they have powers to tell them what they want to do. But this is what the people don't. The people know that these lawmakers know that the people don't know the rights that they have.
Thank you.
So hold them accountable. So they do whatever they want to do, and they think they can get away with it because they know the people are naive. And as we talk about it tonight, we hope you are now waiting for Senator Dillon to come in district number 17 before you know that you need something in district number 17. We have talked about it, and I hope you heard it. You when you want to see it, I'm pretty sure it's on our website. Go there, you will see it as well. And that's
Thank you. We want to hold you there.
You don't have to say my career.
Your closing, folks. This is how we want to end up tonight. Thank you everyone for participating.
You will not find me on Facebook. Search all you want, you will not find me.
Ami has a branded account, so. But I want to say thanks to Charles Gonga for being here, dear brother. Thanks to Jerau Sende for coming on tonight. Our brother family, we appreciate you. Our sister Evelyn, No, Seni, Dolo, thanks for being on tonight. I hope I got the name right. Marsha Territory, Emmy, we appreciate you for being on tonight as well. And Raymond,
I'm calling everybody from Marsha to go protest.
Raymond Daisy, thanks for coming on. We look forward to having a great show tomorrow. Until then, have a good night, everyone.